New Year's Eve Asia. Bangladesh. The New Year celebrations take place in all around the country, mostly in Dhaka, Chittagong, Sylhet, Rajshahi, Khulna, Barishal, Cox's Bazar etc. The celebrations mostly take place at night. On this day, people go to the parties at club or hotels, beaches, at the crowdy roadsides and bridges where firecrackers are blasted out in the sky at night. The roadsides and bridges are also lighted up by colorful lights at night. People do a get-together as well as enjoy with their families. That day, Cox's Bazar becomes a popular tourist destination for both Bangladeshi and foreign tourists. Music, songs and dances are organized in the auditoriums, hotels, beaches and as well as in the grounds, which are shown live concert on TV where many Dollywood celebrities along with many personalities participate in the dance, music, songs and often drama to liven up the concert more. Sometimes marriages and weddings take place in the clubs at night of 31st of December so that the people can enjoy more. People also enjoy the New Year's Eve with their families, relatives and friends in the ships and yachts, especially in the sea while going to St. Martin where DJs liven up their night through their music and songs. The Muslims during the year's last Jummah prayer of mosque permanently pray a munajat, which is done all over the mosques of the country, so that Allah may bless them and the coming year can be fruitful. Hindus organize a puja so that the coming year can be fruitful for them. The Christians go to the churches for a watch night service till midnight, praying for blessing in the coming new year, as it is also part of the Christmastide season observances. China. In China, although the celebrations of the Lunar New Year are not until a few weeks after the Gregorian New Year, celebrations of the Gregorian New Year are held in some areas, particularly in major cities. For example, celebrations with fireworks and rock concerts have taken place in Beijing's Solana Blue Harbor Shopping Park, while cultural shows and other events are held at the city's Millennium Monument, Temple of Heaven, Great Wall of China, Olympic Green, and the Summer Palace. Since 2011, a light and sound show has been held at the Bund in Shanghai, a few minutes before midnight. Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, many gather in shopping districts like Central, Causeway Bay, and Tsim Sha Tsui. Beginning in 2008, a 60-second numerical countdown to New Year's, consisting of LED lights and pyrotechnic display effects, on the facade of Two International Finance Center was launched, followed by a firework display, alongside an exhibition of the Symphony of Lights. For the arrival of 2013, the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center initiated the countdown, while the fireworks display and a Symphony of Lights show were extended to 8 minutes. Shopping malls are often major celebration venues. The Times Square Shopping Mall, for instance, holds their own celebration of the ball drop held at Times Square, New York City. There are also various district-wide celebrations. Central Asia. In Central Asia, New Year's Eve celebrations were inherited from Soviet traditions, thus they are similar to those of Russia. An example of such traditions would be the playing of the national anthem at midnight and the presidential address before it. India. Most celebrations take place in the major metropolitan cities like Kochi, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Chandigarh, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, Ahmedabad. New Year is also celebrated in other cities and towns around the country like Agra, Bhubaneswar, Coimbatore, Cuttack, Vadodara, etc. There are lots of shows, events, awards and parties organized all over India. Big and small celebrities and personalities perform as well as enjoy in these parties. Many discos and pubs organize big singers, DJs or local talent to liven up the night with their music and songs. Goa and Kerala are the most visited destination during New Year's celebration both by Indian and foreign tourists. Major events like live concerts and dances by Bollywood stars are also organized and attended mostly by youngsters. More often people like to celebrate the New Year Eve with their family. Hotels and resorts are also decked up in anticipation of tourist arrival, and intense competition makes them entice the tourists with exciting New Year offers. Many people across the country also follow old traditions. The Hindu community organize pujas for a fruitful year ahead, and the Christian community often go to church for a watch night service till midnight praying for blessing in the coming new year. Indonesia. New Year's Eve celebrations in Medan, capital of North Sumatra, included the Dunia Terbalik New Year Countdown celebrations fireworks, which was part of the event called Medan Pelita Harapan University Down Eve Countdown. The event, which celebrated the arrival of 2018, attracted 400,000 spectators along both sides of the Simniaga. The countdown was televised live in Indonesia via digital high definition on satellite transmission, and aired on RCTI HD's Dunia Terbalik and was sponsored by Fiesta Black Tea. It included various national performances such as the Dunia Terbalik All-Star Performance, which reached more than 1.9 million viewers. Over 200 local and overseas media organizations covered the spectacular that generated a publicity value of more than Rp 1,000 million. Japan. In Japan, New Year's Eve is used to prepare for and welcome Toshigami, the New Year's god. People clean their home and prepare kadomatsu or shimenawa to welcome the god before New Year's Eve. Buddhist temples ring their bells 108 times at midnight in the tradition Joya no Kane. The rings represent the 108 elements of Bano, mental states that lead people to take unwholesome actions. In most cities and urban areas across Japan, New Year's Eve celebrations are usually accompanied by concerts, countdowns, fireworks and other events. In Tokyo, the two most crowded celebrations are held at the Shibuya Crossing in Shibuya and the Zojoji Temple in Minato. People gather around the Zojoji Temple to release helium balloons with New Year's wishes up in the sky and watch the lighting of Tokyo Tower and Tokyo Skytree with a year number displayed on the observatory at the stroke of midnight. 3 notable music-oriented television specials air near New Year's Eve. Since 1951, NHK has traditionally broadcast Kohaku Uta Gassen, Red and White Song Battle, on New Year's Eve, a music competition where 2 teams of popular musicians, the Red and White teams, which predominantly contain female and male performers respectively, perform songs, with the winning team determined by a panel of judges and viewer votes. The special is traditionally one of the most watched television programs of the year in Japan. Although it did air on 31st of December from 1959 to 2006, the Japan Record Awards ceremony, recognizing outstanding achievements in the Japanese music industry, is held annually on 30th of December since 2007 and is broadcast by TBS. Since 1996, artists from Johnny and Associates perform a special concert titled Johnny's Countdown at the Tokyo Dome and is broadcast live by Fuji TV every 31st of December. Korea. There are 2 New Years celebrated in both North and South Korea, which are Lunar New Year and Solar New Year. The Solar New Year are always celebrated on the first day of January while Lunar New Year varies. Sometimes there are some traits that both North and South Korea celebrate, while some traits are celebrated differently or only on one side. In both Koreas, they call New Year's Day, Seolnol. They eat a special soup called Dukkuk, which is a hot soup with thin, flat rice cakes and most of the times, eggs are inserted. The Koreans believe that one would get to earn 1 age if the soup is eaten New Year's Day. They say if one dares to not eat the soup on New Year's Day, then he or she will lose luck. Most cities and urban areas in both Koreas host New Year's Eve gatherings. In South Korea, 2 of the biggest celebrations take place in Seoul, the ringing of Bazar bell 33 times at midnight and fireworks display at Myeongdong, and an LED laser light show and fireworks display at the Lotte World Tower in Songpagu. In Pyongyang, North Korea, the chimes of the clock at the Grand People's Study House and the national fireworks display along Kim Il-sung Square, Juche Tower and the surrounding areas signal the start of the new year. The celebration in Pyongyang, however, also marks the beginning of the North Korean calendar or the Juche year, which is based on April 15, 1912, Kim Il-sung's date of birth. The celebrations are more recent in origin with the fireworks displays dating from 2013. Malaysia. Embang Tahun Baru, a celebration sponsored by the government, was held at Merdeka Square, the field opposite the Sultan Abdul Samad building in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur in the early days. The event was broadcast live on government as well as private TV stations at those times. Countdown is now broadcast live on government televisions from Putrajaya and the Broadcasting Center, which the concert is held, and fireworks are displayed at the Petronas Towers. There are New Year countdown parties in major cities such as Georgetown, Shah Alam, and Kuching, typically organized by the private sector in these cities. Mongolia. Mongolians began celebrating the Gregorian New Year in the socialist period, with influence from the former Soviet Union. As a modern tradition, New Year's Eve as well as New Year's Day are public holidays, and are two of the biggest holidays of the year. They celebrate New Year's Eve with their family. It is common, just like in the former Soviet Union, that the national anthem of Mongolia is to be played at the midnight hour on television. Pakistan. New Year's Eve is usually celebrated with fireworks in big cities, for example Lahore, Karachi and Islamabad. Musical nights and concerts are also held. Many Pakistani youngsters enjoy the type of celebrations held the world over. The elite and educated classes participate in night-long activities in urban and cosmopolitan cities like Karachi, Lahore, and the capital of Islamabad. Philippines. In the Philippines, New Year's Eve, Vespers Enchi Bagongtan, is a special non-working holiday. Filipinos usually celebrate New Year's Eve in the company of family or close friends. Traditionally, most households host or attend a midnight feast called the Medianoche. Typical dishes included holiday fare, pancit, for long life, and amon. Lechon, roasted pig, is usually prepared, as is barbecued food. Some refrain from serving chicken, as their scratching and pecking for food is unlucky, being an idiom for a hand-to-mouth existence. Many opt to wear new, bright, or colorful clothes with circular patterns, such as polka dots, or display sweets and 12 round fruits as the centerpiece, in the belief that circles attract money and fortune and that candies represent a sweeter year ahead. Several customs must only be done at midnight. Some throw about coins to increase wealth in the coming year, or jump to increase their height, while some follow the Spanish custom of eating 12 grapes, one for each month of the year. People also make loud noises by blowing on cardboard or plastic horns, called torotot, banging on pots and pans, playing loud music, blowing car horns, or by igniting firecrackers, in the belief that the din scares away bad luck and evil spirits. Bamboo cannons are also fired on the night in some places. Urban areas usually host many New Year's Eve parties and countdown celebrations hosted by the private sector with the help of the local government. These parties, which include balls hosted by hotels, usually display their own fireworks and are often very well attended. Within Metro Manila, popular locations for celebrations include the area along Manila Bay at Roxas Boulevard or Luneta Park in Manila, the intersection of Ayala and Makati Avenues in Makati City, Resorts World Manila and SM Mall of Asia in Pasay City, Quezon Memorial Circle in Diliman and Eastwood City in Libas, Quezon City, Bonifacio Global City in Taguig City, Entertainment City in Parañaque City, and the Philippine Arena at Ciudad de Victoria in Bocao and Santa Maria, Bulacan. Fireworks displays are also held in select cities in the regions. Singapore. The biggest New Year's Eve celebration in Singapore takes place in the Marina Bay area. It is attended by 250,000 or more people. The party spans around the Bay Area starting from the Marina Bay Floating Stadium to the Esplanade Promenade, the Esplanade Bridge, Benjamin Shears Bridge, Merlion Park, and the Padang at City Hall facing the Marina Bay. The celebrations are also visible from nearby hotels such as the Fullerton Hotel, Marina Mandarin, the Ritz-Carlton Millenia, Marina Bay Sands, offices located at Raffles Place, Marina Bay Financial Center, residential apartments at the Sale at Marina Bay, and from the Singapore Flyer. On the waterfront of Marina Bay, 20,000 inflatable wishing spheres carrying 500,000 wishes written by Singaporeans form a visual arts display filled with brilliant colors beamed from the spotlights erected along the Esplanade Promenade open area. Audiences are also entertained by a host of variety shows and concerts staged at the Marina Bay Floating Platform Stage, featuring local and overseas artists. The shows are viewable by all at the Bay and telecast live on various television channels in Republic of Singapore, as well as internationally all over Southeast Asia through Channel News Asia. At 1 minute to midnight, the concert MCs initiate the final countdown together with the audience. When midnight arrives, fireworks are launched from the waters at Marina Bay, lighting up the whole bay against the backdrop of the Singapore skyline. There are other countdown parties across Singapore. These include Vivo City and areas such as Ang Mo Kio, Bedok, Boon, Bukit Panjang, Jurong East, Punggol, Sengkang, Serangoon Gardens, Tampines, Woodlands, Yishun, Taiwan. The most prominent New Year's event in Taiwan is a major fireworks show launched from the Taipei 101 skyscraper in Taipei. In 2018, the show was enhanced by the installation of a new LED display system on the north face of the tower between its 35th and 90th floors, which can be used to display digital animation effects. This change countered a reduction in the number of fireworks shells launched during the show, as part of an effort to produce less pollution. Thailand. Aside from the traditional Thai New Year called Songkran, Thailand, which falls on 13th of April or 14th of April, Thais also celebrate the arrival of the Gregorian New Year on 1st of January with their families, relatives and friends, which includes a family dinner and following different customs. It is a public holiday. In most cities and urban areas across Thailand, New Year's Eve celebrations are accompanied by countdowns, fireworks, concerts and other major events, notably, the Central World Square at Central World in the area along Chao Phraya River in Bangkok, and the Pattaya Beach in Pattaya, while public places such as hotels, pubs, restaurants and nightclubs also host New Year's Eve parties by offering food, entertainment and music to the guests, and they usually stay open until the next morning.